So we have more good news about President Biden's economy. Let's talk about it in today's video. Hi, I'm Mike Greiner. I'm a lifelong Democratic activist who's concerned about the direction our country is taking. If you share my concerns, maybe you could like this video and subscribe to this channel, maybe even click that little bell that will notify you when I post something new. So last week we got another jobs report. It showed that hiring in the U.S. has continued at a strong pace, adding 210,000 new jobs to the workforce. That means that despite predictions to the contrary, the American economy continues to roar back. Now, the irony is, this number is lower than some economists had predicted. In fact, the consensus was that we would have added about 550,000 jobs, so this is a little bit of a disappointment in some people's eyes. But my guess is, like a number of the prior jobs reports, that this one is actually going to be adjusted to show that actually was a much healthier hiring spree than was originally reported. What makes me think that? Well, the first thing is the unemployment rate. According to the report, the unemployment rate has fallen from 4.6% down to 4.2%. That's a really impressive number, very close to the minimum amount that economists believe the unemployment rate can hit without triggering higher inflation. What's more is it's getting very close to the lowest unemployment rate the United States has ever experienced at 3.5%, which is basically the unemployment rate that we had until President Trump blew it all as a result of the coronavirus crisis. What's more is it shows another tick up of the labor force participation rate. You have to remember, the unemployment rate only measures people who are actually actively looking for work. So if someone's a student, or they've started their own business, or they're retired, or they're a homemaker, those people aren't counted in the unemployment statistics. So the question is, what percentage of working age adults are actually in the labor force, trying to work or trying to get a job? Well, that number has gone up to 81.8%, which is the highest it's been since the coronavirus. What's more is that wages are going up. According to the report, wages are now 4.8% higher than they were a year ago. This jobs report is basically an unequivocally positive jobs report, showing that the economy is humming. But what it also still shows is that the big quit is still continuing. There are still a percentage of people who don't want to go back to their crappy old jobs at the crappy old pay. Those people may have decided to do something different. They may be going back to school. They may have started their own businesses. And in fact, the data also shows that people starting new businesses has actually hit a new high. So the fact that people are working on their own and being entrepreneurial is something else that's going to contribute to the economy. And people developing their skills by going back to school, that's another plus for the economy. Aside from the fact that you also have certain people who might have been a little bit older who decided, it's time to hang it up and maybe retire rather than going back to work. And certain mothers who said, maybe I'll just take care of my kids, or maybe I'm not quite sure of what's going to happen in the schools yet, so it's not quite time for me to go back to work. All these things are the issues that have led to the slightly lower labor force participation than there was before the coronavirus pandemic. But they're also the things that are driving up wages, something that's a big positive for America. So once again, we've seen that President Biden's policies are bearing fruit. The economy is roaring back, and I think we only can expect to see more good news as we move into next year. Well, if you have any thoughts or comments or any questions that you'd like to ask me about the economy, please leave them down in the comment section down below. I'll post a link here to another video about the economic rebound that we've been experiencing under President Biden. And if you could like this video and subscribe to this channel, that'd be a huge help. I'll see you in the next video. In the meantime, let's hope for continued progress. Thank you.